I've had a good experience for the most part, but there have been matches here and there where it's like I can see people like kind of teleport on the screen.
Yeah, it's an okay. It's a good game. I would say solid 7.5 out of 10. I would say right now.
Fate of Furious City of the Wolves has officially dropped. Many people got early release. So many people have gotten their hands on it. We've been seeing a lot of different things, some Salvatore combos for sure. It's so crazy. You forget Ronaldo was actually in this game. Ain't nobody really just saying much about him. It's been Salvatore and everybody doing wonky stuff with Justifin is what I've been seeing the most. But yeah, so just everybody's initial thoughts on it, how they've been feeling about it since release. We know Mr. Gaming Lift has been the one who's got his hand on it the most, so we'll go ahead and hand it over to him. Let the professionals speak first. How are you feeling so far, Mr. Gaming Lift? What have you seen in it? What are you enjoying? What things are looking crazy? How do you feel about the PowerPoint presentation layout of the of what's called City of the Wolves?
I will say I was just a tad bit on the fence if I was gonna go ahead and get the game, especially like early. But I mean, I enjoyed the game. I went on and got it. When I realized it had early access, I didn't even. I was like, wait, it's early access, all the old digital version. Because I was like, you know what, it's somewhat of an investment because I want to make some content off of it, do some combo videos and stuff. Now I got access to the whole game. I've been enjoying my experience so far. I really mainly only did rank match, some training, tried out Salvatore and Ronaldo just to see how they would work. First time touching Salvatore, I'm like, yeah, this character is, I don't know if I want to use the term busted, but he is really good. I mean, most of the time you make a character like this, you take the effort to put a real life person into the game that people really weren't feeling at first, and he's a goofy character, so really only option you have is for them to be good. Ronaldo seems fun. I haven't experimented with him as much. I played like maybe one Ronaldo online. I may play like 5 or 6 Salvatores out of like maybe almost 200 matches, but
that sounds about right.
Yeah, it's a fun game. The gameplay is solid. I found a character that I liked. I was gonna be playing Kind, but Gato he's too cool of a character. That's who I've been playing like pretty much exclusively now. I like the game. It's fun. The gameplay is fun. The character visuals are nice. The stages still need some work. You know what? Do you remember the time that we had the podcast and I was like, oh, the second beta, they didn't have the train stage. Oh, they must have fixed it. And I was like, oh, maybe they didn't fix it. They just took it out so we wouldn't see it. And that's what they did. The FPS in the background is still terrible on some stages. The dojo stage, it's like people are like like when they move, their after images follow them. It's like they're in the Matrix. It's like I really wish I had to fix this because this is just really kind of terrible in a fighting game. To look at the background, you're supposed to be like, oh, that looks cool, but it's like it's just riddled with like 10 FPS character models. It's kind of bad. The only cool one is when Kevin plays and his little kid supporters in the back, like, go Kevin, like he looks decent, but like the other background models are just pretty bad. The stages are pretty cool, like just in terms of like what they chose for stages. Like some of them look like the Geese stage is pretty cool. As far as like my experience playing so far, it's been a mixed bag. It's been a mixed bag. I'll get into it in a little bit. I don't want to take too much of my first initial thought, but it's been a mixed bag. I do have some thoughts that Rev Blow is a little cheeky, is a little cheesy. I ain't gonna say a little cheesy.
Hearing some people say that Rev Blow need to get up out of here.
It's cheesy. Like it's cheesy because Driving Pack is like you have access to Driving Pack way more than you have access to Rev Blow because it's not tied to just a third of your health bar. But this is like if a person gets it, they just Rev Blow. I feel like it should like give you 30 or 40 rev meter, like overheat meter, because people doing it way too much. It shouldn't be able to be done in the air. You shouldn't be able to like. It's basically just like Driving Pack, kind of on crack a little bit, like just nutso, because you can cancel from like certain moves too. I'm like, and then Hokutomaru's, he's just a DP, and then he can, yeah. I'm gonna get into it some more, but Rev Blow is it's rough.
Wait, I don't know if you talked about this because I kind of had to speak off camera for a little bit. But how was the online for you? Did you say something about that matchmaking online? How was that?
So the matchmaking I really hadn't had a problem with so far. It's been actually much improved. Like I can't really say too much about it. There have been some times where I'm like searching for a match and it takes like almost 5 minutes. And I don't know if sometimes it's like if you let the game sit too long. I don't know. But if you like if you cancel your search and then try again, sometimes it like gets you a match immediately. But overall, like the experience with like getting matches has been pretty good. Some of the connections are a little wonky. I've had a good experience for the most part, but there have been matches here and there where it's like I can see people like kind of teleport on the screen. Like my last match I played before I went to bed was a preacher, and oh my gosh, I can't stand that character. But I can literally see her like darting across the screen. I'm like, this game is too fast for that type of stuff. Like you just can't have it in the matches because it's too fast. Like I personally think that dashes are too fast. Like it's a lot of just dashing up and throwing. It's like you get thrown. If you don't guess that you're gonna get thrown, sometimes you just won't take a grab in this game. Sometimes because people can just dash up so fast and grab you. I'm like, bro, why are people moving so fast? Kine, bro, I'm not gonna lie. Somebody said Kine was broken. I didn't really think he was, but now I'm kind of seeing it a little bit because people are just literally this break system is cool, but it's leading to some shenanigans. When I played Kines and I played, it's like they fighting for Evo Grand Finals. I'm like, bro. Y'all fight so hard, man. And it's like this is probably the people that played the beta and just played Kine. That's why they're so good because they played them like for 2 betas. They just constant DP cancel. You jump in DP cancel. It's like, bro, it's like the feint and break system is cool, but man, some of these characters is Kine is out here like, hey, bro, flame on, firefoot. But yeah, the online's been solid. It's definitely not the travesty that it was that first initial beta where you just couldn't find a match. You find a match pretty fast now. So
yeah, we got rid of that and black screens in between rounds. That's great.
Yeah.
All right, it's on you.
It's been pretty good.
So yeah, I played I bought the game and I wasn't sure what to expect going in, but I actually ended up enjoying it. I played some online matches. I played like some I did train with a couple characters, not like super deep. I'm just trying to get a feel for who I think I really like. Like I played with like Preacher, Kevin, Vox, Billy Kane, and I think that's it. Pretty much because yeah, I think that's everybody. So yeah, like a couple characters, but not a whole lot. But I mean, like the roster's pretty. I think the roster so far is pretty cool. I did play I did play online for a bit. You know, it's funny. Like the first few matches I played, I got Salvatore, people playing Salvatore, and every time they played, the game lagged. Like every single Salvatore player I played for like the first like couple hours I played the game, every Salvatore player lagged the game. I don't know why that happened. I'm not sure what that's indicative of, but that's what my experience was during like my first like hour playing the game online. And I was like, what the heck? Why is this lagging every time? And then of course, then we started fighting other people who were lagging, but then kind of makes you appreciate the other people who have like more stable connections. So for the most part, I would say that those the people lagging though, it's kind of an outlier. I haven't had a whole lot of problems outside of the first little bit with a lot of lag. But I like the game mechanics so far. I think they're pretty cool. I was really the whole breaking thing I think is a really like specifically I think is a really cool thing to have in a game. It's not like, oh, I'm canceling one move to do another move. I'm just canceling the move and I don't have to do anything. I don't have to do anything after the move. I can just say like even with Kim Dong-Wan, that was another character I played. Kim Dong-Wan's like was like quarter circle back kick move. If you break that move, you can break it immediately. He just flips over. He doesn't do anything. So you can just do it and like cancel the move and then just immediately grab somebody. That's kind of cool. I played through the arcade mode. You know, it's like the classical arcade mode where you fight through, and then people kind of have like little quotes that they say before you fight them and stuff. It's like a little comic book style kind of thing, which is all right. And then they kind of have like the character endings, which actually are pretty all right. Actually, like they have like the whole. I did the arcade mode for Vox, and they had like the whole thing at the end where you where he does this whole uh, um like he gets like a story, and then there's like voice lines and everything, like they're actually voiced a little bit, so that's cool too. See, they have like the jukebox. Now the jukebox is cool, but like they don't have any, as far as I have seen, and they might be unlockable, they don't have any like King of Fighters tracks. It's all like Fatal Fury and Art of Fighting in there, so far as from what I've seen. So I mean that's cool. I mean that's not a lot of my favorite tracks are from King of Fighters, but I'm not going to hold that against them because there are some good Fatal Fury tracks. I also played episodes of Southtown where you like choose a character and you can level them up, and like basically leveling them up, like I guess they make them stronger, and then it's kind of like like an open world mode, but it's not really like you're not really walking around the city. You got like a dial on a map and you kind of move it around to like different points. You click on them and then you fight like different matches with people, and depending on the level of the match, you get like different amounts of experience. Yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty cool. Like they have like I was doing that mode with Preacher, and in that mode, like they have like a separate, I guess, story. I guess story kind of thing, and she's got like a ghost that's following her around or something like that. I'm not sure what it's like for everybody else, but she's got like a Sadako like ring type ghost like that's like clinging to her, and she's trying to find a way to get rid of it. So she goes to Hokutomaru and asks him like, "Oh man, use your fire, see if you can help that like gets this thing off me." And so you have to fight him. And then you go try to give the ghost to like Kim Dong Won because you know he's supposed to be a ladies' man, and it doesn't seem like Preacher likes him too much anyway. So you know it's like, oh, I'm gonna try to get him possessed instead. It's interesting. It's like it's funny, and funnily enough, I'm kind of invested to see what happens at the end, whether or not she's able to get rid of this ghost or not. It's kind of like, you know, but I feel like, okay, well, it's good because, you know, you're not like possessed like Zappa was and like Guilty Gear. So, I mean, it's like the situation could always be worse. But yeah, those are basically my like long drawn out thoughts so far of like City of the Wolves.
All right. Well, I hadn't played the game, so I'm gonna keep mine short and sweet and leave this to the people who actually know what they're talking about. You know, because they're experts, and I'm just somebody on here with a mic in my face. Um, so basically, for what I've been seeing online, I'm really, really happy that this game has been able to salvage its first impressions very well. Many people were coming into this very, very skeptical about how Fatal Fury City of the Wolves was going to play out because of the wonky things that we saw was going on with the betas and stuff like that. But it seems like that's been figured out. Yes, some people you see online, some people are saying that, you know, kind of like Devin, you know, they have issues here or there, but it isn't like so gargantuan that everybody everywhere is seeming like, oh my goodness, like something really needs to be fixed. So that's fantastic. Many people have been saying that the game is just flat out fun. It's fun to play. They're just really enjoying it. All the different things that you can dive into, you know, the characters, they're all unique in their own special way. You know, there's a plethora to choose from, a plethora to come. You know, they're promising that they're going to release a character every 2 months. We'll see if they're going to keep that up. We'll see if they'll keep that promise. We've also know that basically SNK came out and promised, like, look, this ain't just it. Everything coming back. You know, Fatal Fury is coming back. We making another King of Fighters. Hopefully, Last Blade come back. You know, it's seeming like they just going gung ho and just like, look, we just, you know, we got the funding now and we putting it to use. You know, so we know anything that basically, you know, people can feel however they want to feel. You know, about, you know, Saudi itself, but we know, you know, they're the type when they put their hands in something, they're going all in. You know, they got in the esports, they made the esports World Cup and got big. We see they going full blown in the Fatal Fury. We seen what they've done with boxing. They go all in. So if you're an SNK fan, In this, and you're liking this. This is kind of like, you know, the beginnings of what you can expect. So that's fantastic. They're incorporating themselves with all these different circuits and stuff. So if this can keep going. Oh, also Fatal Fury basically the SNK World Championships, they basically came out and said, you know, first place is gonna walk away with $1.5 million. So you know, they doing the thing. You know, I mean, you know, hey, you know, if you wanna go, everybody and their mama is about to start playing City of the Wolves because everybody wants some type of piece of that pie, some life changing money. Because even if you don't get it at, like, you know, SNK championships, you still got Esports World Cup, you still got the people that they partner with in all these different tournaments and stuff like that, whether it's Evo, DreamHacks, you know, CEO, whatever it is. They're gonna try to do some big things in the scene, so it's gonna be great to see it. Once again, I'm happy that the game is coming out and it's seeming like it's starting on the right foot. They had to patch some things here and there, but it's 2025 and y'all want games to come fully fleshed with a lot of stuff. It's probably gonna be something to patch. You know, we still waiting on Ronaldo to get the full, you know, I mean, it's just seeming like with Ronaldo, he was a last minute add on. That's what it seemed like. You know, they basically saying like, yeah, everything is cool. So Ronaldo, you can't play him in this, and that, and yeah, wait for that later. But once again, I give it back to the people who know what they talking about. I know Mr. Gamerlift said he had something else he want to say, so you know, it's on you, Mr. Gamerlift.
I mean, honestly, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of stuff rushed in this game to me still. Because I mean, it's weird that Ronaldo was shown a month or so before Salvatore, and Salvatore has all the other stuff. So why didn't Ronaldo? That's a weird thing to me. It's like we got our hand. We were shown him first, but I don't know.
Ronaldo was probably more of like a marketing ploy, so they probably wanted him to come out first.
Yeah.
So Ronaldo could like really, because you know they pushed Ronaldo like a year ago that they was teasing something was happening. So
that's
you know,
that's
it was
another
marketing.
thing though. It's like we already knew about. From when they mentioned, I'm like, he's gonna be playable. So it's like it's not like we just find out about it like when the beta came out. We've been knowing about this. Y'all didn't want to. If you put that much money and he's this special, why not go ahead and put effort into it? That's just me. Because I still feel like, I know E mentioned episodes of Southtown. I was like, I want to play this, but I know it's not going to be what I think it is. You know, I'm hoping for like, it ain't got to, I mean, I think in today's era, I feel like if you have a fighting game and you have a story mode or something, we got to get past the whole like board game type stuff. That's just my personal opinion. At least give me the best. I mean, if you want to do it like Grand Blue, you can at least do a side scroller beat 'em up type deal, or it might make it like Streets of Rage or something like that. But I don't know, man. I just feel like it seemed like there was so much money thrown around for this game for guest appearances and stuff like that. But there's certain things in this game that kind of suffered because of it. That the money that was thrown into other things that should have been put into just the game itself. That's my opinion.
80% of the budget is marketing.
I mean, marketing is not. You're not gonna play the game for marketing. You gonna play the game if it's fun, if it functions right. That's me. Like Ronaldo is cool and all, but ain't nobody playing him apparently. Because well, just from what I've seen, I played maybe one or two Ronaldos. Because everybody's on Salvatore.
Yeah, but I didn't play any Ronaldos at all. Like when I was playing, so
yeah, like it's just like I will say I do give them credit. SNK always does this for most of their games. The color edit thing, like I just don't know why other companies don't adopt that. It just give us a color editor. Is it gonna really hurt y'all that bad to give us a color editor? Because I've really been having a lot of fun with the color editor. Like I've got Gato. I've been giving him all kind of colors. I got a Label Long Tekken 3 color. I gave him a Shundi color. I gave him a Ichigo color. He got a Gen color, a Goku Super Saiyan color. So I love color edit stuff. Like I've been having fun with that. I'm so glad to see that back in the game. I got a Tanjiro color. Like legit, you get the checkerboard patterns. You got patterns, which I thought it was gonna be colors. They have to give you patterns in the game, which is pretty dope. I don't know if you've actually done any of that, but the patterns and stuff is pretty cool.
My only issue with like color editor is like you can't change, at least as far as I've seen, the skin tone.
That's what you know what's weird. They have a symbol for skin, but it's only for lips. And I'm like,
for lips. Yeah. I was like, okay, cool. And I was like trying to change it. I'm like, wait, what's going on? They're just changing the lip color.
So that to me, What I feel is something got overlooked, it didn't get finished. Because I'm like, why would you? The symbol literally says for like this person's entire skin and stuff. The body is just for lips. That's a little weird to me.
Yeah,
You
no,
can
it's weird to me
change,
too.
yeah, because you can change skin tones in KOF 13.
Yeah.
Like a full skin tone, all that. So I mean, it's not the biggest gripe, but I have been having fun with Color Editor. Back to the Rev Blow stuff, man. I don't know why fighting games keep making throws so crazy and keep making these mechanics that just like, hey, you want to just press a button. There are counters to it. Don't get me wrong, because I know people, you can grab it. Yes, I know you can grab it and you can hit it low, but it's just the fact that it's so abusable in the first place that people can just keep doing it. Yeah. And like, I actually got to go test and see how much rev gauge it builds. Because like I just see people doing it like 3-4 times. I'm like, bro, like you ain't overheated yet. Like I feel like a move like that should punish you, right? And like for some reason, am I crazy? Or these things safe on block?
Yeah, that's what I've seen too. Because like I've had people like the exact same. I mean, almost the 1-to-1 same experience. Somebody gets into SPD or whatever, and then they just start doing it over and over and over again. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm gonna attack now. Wait, because I mean, it's armored. So it's not like you can hit them out of it. And then like after they're done and you're like, okay, well, I'm going to block. Let me try to attack them. Wait, they blocked? What? Like, so yeah, man, to me, like at least in my experience, every single time I've tried to hit somebody after that, they just blocked, or they just did the move again.
I don't know, because some of them have a lot of pushback on them too. So that could be part of it. It's like, maybe it could be punishable, but it pushes you far back. Maybe you have to do the appropriate punish. And like I found you can do something like if you see the green flash, you can do like a jab, maybe 2 jabs. You can jab and then you'll be able to recover and you can throw them if you want to, or just sweep them or something like that. But it's annoying. Like I don't think it should be able to be executable in the air.
Yeah,
I imagine if you did drive impact in the air, it's like that's really what it is.
We're getting into Guilty Gear territory doing that, man.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan of Red Blow, and I get it. The game just came out fully yesterday, so people still there might be some tech that like completely blows it up, but it's just it's a little wonky, I will say. Again, like I said, I feel like with the feints and stuff, I don't know. I feel like there's I'm in pressure so long sometimes against certain characters, and I'm just like, I feel like, again, certain moves I should be able to block and punish. Like Terry's crack shoot. Again, this is stuff you got to go to the lab and look at the frame data. But I just feel like his crack shoot shouldn't be, like, from what I've seen, you can't punish it. Because it's like, you try to press a button, he counter hits you. So I'm like, it's obviously got to be plus. I just feel like there's certain things, like you're in pressure so long, some things shouldn't pressure you. It's just weird, And again, the game is new, so you still you're fighting characters that you haven't fought before, like Kim Dong Won. He's been one that's kind of annoying. Salvatore, my goodness. Like, I don't know. They took their character, they just threw everything at the wall with him.
Yeah.
All right, let's give him a tornado air attack that just like hits everywhere. Let's give him a multi-kick. Like, bro, what? Let's give him flight cancels, DP flight. Like, what is going on with his character? Slide cancels, like slide kick, overhead low. Like, what? Like,
yeah, man.
He looks like a fun character, but I'm just like, bro, y'all, this character doing a little too much, man.
Yeah, he's doing the most right now.
He's doing way too much. I don't know if you noticed this, but when I first turned the game on, I was like in training mode. I'm like, this music kind of sucks. I'm like, this can't be the soundtrack for the game. Like, literally, I kept changing stages. The only one I liked was like the dojo. I'm like, okay, that was kind of cool. And I went to even like the training ground stage. That was like my favorite stage from the beta because I love that music. And I was like, this did y'all change? And I was like, there has to be some option I have cut on that I just don't know about. Lo and behold, I go to the options and they have like the collaboration music, Steve Aoki, some other people. So that's another thing. It's like you get person that's a big name, right? So you get people like that to do stuff that had to cost money, I would assume, unless they just love the game and hey, I want to make some tracks for the game. That's a little different. But if they did get a lot of like collaborating artists, then they had to pay those people. Like that's more money that could have been put into other things in the game. That's just me. And some of that music, you know what I did? I turned it off. I was like, I want to hear the SNK style stuff. Because I was like, this music, I am not feeling this music, bro. I could not see myself watching a tournament and they playing this sound and be like, because part of me, like the experience of fighting games, especially when I'm watching competitive play, is like the music of the game, like the music is dope. Just the fighting itself, the players going at it. And that music, I'm like, bro, I'm gonna be asleep. I'm gonna be asleep. I'm gonna be honest. Like, maybe I'm wrong. I gotta go back and maybe listen to all of it. But some of the music I first heard with that collaboration turned on it just wasn't hype for me. I'm like, this is not, nah.
Yeah. There are a couple tracks that I like, but yeah, for the most part, I'm kind of like, all right, this is okay, I guess. What do you think about how do you feel about the menu, like the general menu look right now? Because I mean, it's like, it's minimalistic, kind of like it's very minimalistic, kind of bare bones, but it's kind of like, I guess I'm not really spending a ton of time here on the main menu, but still it does look, I'm on the fence about it because on the one hand, I'm like, it does look kind of basic, but on the other side, I'm kind of like, yeah, but I'm not really spending a really long time here, like in the main menu anyway. So I don't know. It's weird.
I still don't like it. I still think this looks very placeholder. Like you could have, as y'all went in with the character designs, like this, like Carewell 15 mixed with like kind of Marvel 3 kind of comic book, a little bit of feel, and then the menus just look very basic. I know people are like, oh, it don't matter, but me personally, I think the design, the stuff for your game aesthetics is part of the experiences too.
Right.
Like there's still things with the menus, like the training menus, they just feel so undone. Like you go to the training options, right? And so you have a list of like set the CPU to block, stand, all that stuff. And then you have at the bottom, like character select, all that. Instead of it just being like one full thing, it's like it's separate. And this is like,
yeah.
I'm like, why would y'all design this user interface like this? This just not, this doesn't feel like, I don't know. And even like the fighting when you rank matches, for some reason, when you set I set mine to like +4 and up, like connection. And then I go hit search. Sometimes when if it cancels a search, it'll be back on the connection. I'm like, why don't just leave it on search? Because I'm searching again.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's just some things, like I said, that's still from the beta that I noticed and they haven't really fixed. And some people might say it's just nitpicking, but I just feel like when you got
you can't really say it's nitpicking because like when you see the money that they've blown, I mean, to have the Fatal Fury logo in the middle of in the center of the mat at WrestleMania, to have Salvatore have his own DJing session doing the game at WrestleMania, to have Cristiano Ronaldo, KSI and Speed. I mean, when you see the money that they've dumped into this, it's just like, you could money don't automatically all the time means like, gameplay mechanics and stuff like that could be fixed. It's like, okay, maybe it's just something we realized was too powerful. We'll go back and fix it. But when you talk about stuff like the menus just look half done, it's like, okay, how much time and how much resources did y'all spend on that? Because that's something that money probably could have solved if you just put more time into it.
Yeah.
So.
And it's like, and like real talk, it's completely justifiable for you to like complain about these issues because it's not like you got the game for free. Like you had to pay for it. So, I mean, all of that is like 100% valid. I think, they're aesthetic wise, there was definitely a lot of work that they could have done that it doesn't seem like they did. It seems like they kind of glossed over, like you're saying, like glossed over like some of the finer details in order to get like, basically sideshow. I don't have a better term for it. Sideshow attractions for like the game, like, stuff that doesn't really have anything to do with the game as like an actual package, as a bundle itself. It's like, yeah, come play the game. And then you get here and it's like, all right, well, this is cool. But I mean, the fighting is all right, but I mean, if you take out the fact that people can just spam Rev Blow a whole bunch, but like the mechanics are pretty cool so far. But I mean, what about like the menus, the music, the like you were saying, the episodes of Southtown? Like I said, I like the story so far, but it's not like the lines in that are voiced. You know what I mean? Like they don't really voice any of the dialogue. Like even in like, all right, so if you've ever played like Guilty Gear, I remember the last time I really played a Guilty Gear story mode, like it was back in Guilty Gear Zex 2. Now in that game, there really isn't like there's no like map or anything like that. But it's like you just kind of start the story, and depending on how you finish some fights or like some of the fights in the game, that determines your branching paths in the story. But there's like I said, there's no map or anything like that. And they just have the characters' faces on screen, and they kind of like whoever's speaking is like switched to the forefront, and then whoever is like not speaking is kind of in the background. But all of those were voiced. All of that was voiced, like all of it.
You all right? I remember that.
Yeah,
all right. Yeah,
and
that's something, right? When you compare a game, that game is how old? Probably
I just be at least like 20 years old at this point.
Yeah. And you compare that, I just think if you have a game that's coming out now and things that were made 2 decades ago doing things like, I don't think there's an excuse at this point, because budgets for games aren't getting smaller, they're getting bigger. And we had Saudi back in, and so we know they just got the infinite money bag to just throw at this game. It even kind of like goes into like the whole like super competitive push they're doing for it, which is dope. I think that is awesome. There's no problem with that at all for me. Like 1.5 mil, like I almost feel like they were trying to outdo Street Fighter in some ways.
Yeah,
like competitively, but game wise, it's like, nah, we ain't gonna really try to outdo, because I still feel that the episode of Southtown should have kind of been like a world tour mode, honestly. But like I said, the game, I think that the game is not like a terrible game. It's just there are certain things that just make me scratch my head, like why wasn't this done right? Because like we've discussed, there's been so much money tossed around. You got to make sure the game is a full quality product first. One thing I say about Street Fighter 6, I know you say you didn't really like the menus much, but those menus, I love them. The way they had like that neon light and stuff going, like just it was like almost slightly interactive, pseudo interactive menus. I loved it. Tekken 8.
For Street Fighter 6, it wasn't really that part of the menu I didn't like. It's like the actual, like when you hit the start button and that menu comes up, like that's the menu. That's the menu I wasn't feeling like having, like when you're saying, oh, I want to go find like a notification for somebody sending me an invite, and you're like, where is it? Oh, it's under here, it's under news, and I'm like, oh, well, why is it there? Like I don't know. Okay. I wasn't really a fan of the way they did that.
I could kind of see that. But even like the titles that you get for playing characters and stuff, like Street Fighter and Tekken have, you just say you like World Warrior, and it has like these designs on the title that the phrase is in. There's none of that in this game. It's just words. Underdog, top dog, newcomer. It's just nothing, no visuals. I don't know, man. And again, I know some people like, well, I'm not playing the game for this. Like, bro, we in 2025, man. You got to like have a full experience for a game. It just can't be like a fun game. We've seen games that had good gameplay mechanics and nothing else. We've seen the MVCI before. Terrible visuals, terrible everything except for gameplay. We can't just have that. We got to have a full experience. In this game's case, in my opinion, is great visuals, character model wise, and great gameplay, but stages are kind of lacking. Like I said, the fact that they still got them very like low FPS models in the back of the stages, I'm like, bro, come on, man. Now that looks very rushed. Almost made me think like, did y'all just finish these stages?
Yeah, just in time for release. I'm and I know a lot of people might disagree with me, and you got people feel free to disagree with me here. But one thing that bothers me a little bit about this game, just personally, I don't really like how they made some of the faces in this game. That's just like some of the faces of some of the characters.
Cristiano Ronaldo's face is just totally like like a bar of soap smooth. It's like how his knees got all this like detail. His knees got more details than his face. That's crazy to me.
I mean, like real talk, like some of the all right. So Kevin, I think Kevin looked cooler back in Mark of the Wolves than he does in this game. That's just my personal opinion. I just think that he looked cooler back then than he does now. But I don't know, man. Some of the stuff I think they did was cool. Like they had like in episodes of Southtown, it's like a small, really small thing, but they have like certain landmarks and stuff that you go to. And you can click on them, and then they give you information about the landmark. And then they also have like, if you tab over some more, they have some of the characters like, saying a little blurb about the area. Like there's one where like Kine was kind of like, oh well, I died here or something like that, and like now I fight just for like the joy of it or something. Or you have like another area where you have like Kevin talking about like Freeman. He's like, yo, Freeman, I know you haven't left town yet. I know you haven't skipped town. So I mean, that could be alluding to like us seeing Freeman back in the game in the future. So that would be kind of cool. Stuff like that. I mean, I feel like that was something that I kind of liked. Like it was a little endearing to me because I'm like, oh man, that's kind of cool. Like, to have that little bit of lore about some of the locations, especially like they have like what was it? They have like the one club, I think it's L'Amour or whatever, and they're talking about how like, oh man, this is a famous restaurant, and it's actually like where they had the bouncer where King was the bouncer at and stuff like that. And that's one of the reasons why it's so famous and all that. And I'm just like, oh well, that's awesome. It's really cool. I don't know. But it doesn't really like. It doesn't really like overshadow like all of a lot of the other issues that the game has. I like Mr. Gameless said, it's a fun game. It's a fun game to play. I think the characters are cool, but there are some choices in the game that just like are kind of like, wow, why'd you go this direction with it when you could have done anything? You could have done literally anything. Like this was your game, the game that y'all were pushing, to come out, and like, you promoted the nonsense out of it. Like you really like promoted like this game to high heaven, and then it comes out and it's like, oh well, I guess, once you actually get the full bundle itself, it's just like, well, this is okay as a whole package, not necessarily like the gameplay itself, but as a package deal. If you consider like episodes of Southtown, I think the arcade mode is fine. Like it's like, a traditional arcade playthrough where you just kind of play through and then, you fight the characters, and then you have like a story at the beginning, and you fight everybody, and then you fight like the boss at the end, I think it's Fallen Rock. Like it's like a more powered up version of Rock where he's got like the Geese Howard outfit on. He's got the Geese Howard stance, and he's like super strong. And it's funny because it feels like he's like kind of reveling in being that strong. Like he's like, oh, I could get used to this. Like, so that's cool. So then you like have like the ending and everything, like I mentioned before, with like Vox's ending was pretty cool. Like that was cool, right? Because those were voiced, even though there was a portion of the ending where there was like no sound, like there was like music, but there was like no speaking at all. And like, there's obviously something going on where dialogue would have actually helped to convey the feelings of the people on screen and what exactly was happening. And I'm just like, wait, is there like no sound, no voices in the ending? And then in the next scene, it's like there's voice work, and I'm like, well, why didn't you just put voice work in that last part right there? Like just another, like Mr. Gameless said, a head scratcher. I'm like, why didn't you have voices in that last part? This part right here, you could have done without any voices, and I would have been able to extrapolate what's happening. That last one, I needed some dialogue for you to tell me what was going on. And I know maybe some people out there are like smarter than I am. They could have figured it out. But me personally, I'm looking at it. I'm like, okay, so is he dead? Or is he just injured? Like, he's giving you this thing, and it's like, okay, well, how about I bequeath this to you, like statement or something like that. Like, I know that was already implied, but to get that payoff at the end, like, yeah, you did it, man. Here you go. But no actual verbal confirmation. I was like, oh man, that stinks. So I don't know. It was cool. I'm gonna probably go back and probably finish do a couple more runs with like Preacha and Kim and Dong Wan and Kevin and Billy. So we'll probably see the end of that a few more times and see how I feel about those endings too. But yeah, it's an okay. It's a good game. I would say solid like 7.5, solid 7.5 out of 10. I would say right now.
You know what? That's actually where it landed. Like on Metacritic, it's like at 79%, and on OpenCritic, I think it's like 81. So in the same range. Yeah.
Well, we can go ahead and move to our next topic. Kind of let that one breathe because I knew it would probably be the one we could speak about the most. The other ones are kind of quicker. And I'm sure people appreciate that deep dive. I mean, people actually like just sitting there and listening to like the long conversation. So it'd be surprising. It'd be surprising the stuff people be like, hey, I actually like that. I'll be thinking you got to come on here and make it quick, but people actually enjoy it.
You know,
but
one last thing, Rex. There's I don't know if you've seen this, E, but there is blurriness in the versus screen. Like on the character models, when they like come, you know how Street Fighter 6 had the faces and stuff you could do, which was awesome. There's literally like blurriness, like the resolution is like not clear. And I'm like,
yeah.
So on to the next.
Yeah.